So today I am going to be talking about ABBA and Preach and Fresh and Fit, the whole beef thing, and why I want to talk about it. I'll explain a little bit more after, because I feel like there's quite some lessons in this whole thing that's been going down. So before I start, I guess I should just give a little bit of background about Fresh and Fit and ABBA and Preach. So I have been watching ABBA and Preach for a while now. They are from Montreal, Canada. And I just enjoy watching their videos because they share their perspective and their insight and ideas about so many different topics, right? And topics that most people won't touch upon, right? But they do affect so many people. So I just enjoy that because I just love hearing about other people's perspectives and just learning from other people, right? So yeah, I really enjoy that, and the fact that ABBA and Preach are so real. Like you could sense that they're just such genuinely there's just genuine people, right? Like they're authentic and they're real. And it's just refreshing to see that in such a fake, like everyone being fake right now, right? Like there's so many people who just want to put on a mask and act like they are someone when they're really not. So it's really refreshing. On the other hand, there's Fresh and Fit, and I've watched maybe two videos about on their channel, Fresh and Fit. I wasn't really feeling them. It just I don't know, there's something about their vibe that I just never really liked. I didn't like how they spoke to people. I just found their stuff was more like limited. And was more focused on the Miami lifestyle rather than like so many worldwide perspectives, right? And it just seems like more for entertainment purposes. And like in Miami, it just feels like everyone is just seeking outside validation and attention. And obviously, not every Miami person is the same, but from what I saw when I went to Miami and visited Miami, it just, that vibe and that scene wasn't for me, because it's just like, so everyone's just like seeking out validation, and it's just on a whole nother level. And I understand that every human being to a certain extent seeks out outside validation, but in Miami it was just like too extreme. And yeah, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. And so yeah, that's the two different like differences, at least from my viewpoint, these between these two YouTube channels. So I guess I'll just touch up on how this beef, I guess, started. So ABBA and Preach collaborated with Fresh and Fit on Fresh and Fit's podcast, and they spoke about certain topics that ABBA and Preach ended up talking about further in detail on their own channel. So there was certain things that ABBA and Preach didn't agree with, and Fresh and Fit didn't like the fact that they created a video where they were not agreeing, or they were sharing their perspectives, and it didn't align with Fresh and Fit. So I guess they took that like very personal, and they got very emotional. Fresh and Fit got a little bit like emotional and created a video back where they started like attacking ABBA and Preach as individuals, right? Like ABBA and Preach were just talking about certain viewpoints and perspectives, but Fresh and Fit ended up attacking them, and you know, acting weird and being like, oh, we have more views than you, we are gonna become more successful than you, blah blah blah, like kind of talking down to them, right? And then they even attacked Preach's wife, and it was just weird. And it all started because ABBA and Preach, they on the podcast, ABBA and Preach and Fresh and Fit were talking about paying for the vagina, right? They were talking about that, and Fresh and Fit they were saying that you shouldn't be paying for it, and I guess Abba and Preach were coming from more of the perspective of like, even though they don't pay for it, they can understand why other people would. Fresh and Fit's just like, no, men should not pay for it. To find out that one of them have a page like where they find sugar babies, like, and they pay for it. So it's like so weird that like they're here advocating that no man should be paying for it, but then behind the scenes one of them is paying for it. Like one of you has a page to get sugar babies. It's just so weird. And like even one of them said if some of these women if they didn't have sex with them before they came on the show, they wouldn't be able to come on their show, right? So or their podcast, whatever. So it's just a little bit strange, weird actually. This other, I don't even know the Fresh and Fit people's names. One of them, I'll just call the sisters as, the twin sisters as Preach says, but one of them even was, both of them pretty much actually were like, oh, I'll box you, we'll box them, and acting all hard. So Preach took up the offer, right? Like, because they insulted his wife, they insulted his country, and they were just talking reckless. And so Preach took up the offer and was like, okay, if you want to like box it out, let's make a date. Let's arrange everything, and we'll be in Miami, and arrange everything, and we'll actually box it out. If that's what you want, that's what you say, then Preach took up the offer. And obviously Fresh and Fit created a video apologizing, but it was such a fake apology, and it was like more so about like them apologizing to their subscribers, which just is obviously like more clarity of how much they care about like their subscriber counts, and like they don't really care to be like have morals and respect for other people, right? So they created an apology, which was a fake lame ass apology, and Abba and Preach did not accept their apology, which I wouldn't either, and so yeah, one of them ended up buying a gun as well, which is so weird, because I was like thinking to myself when Preach took up the offer, I'm like, yo, Fresh and Fit, they're not about that life. Like I was thinking like these are the type of guys that will bring a knife or a gun to a fight, right? And lo and behold, one of them buys a gun right after all of this, and it's just like, some humans are so weird. And the fact that like they are leading so many people, and they have this platform, and they're trying to act like they are living a certain type of lifestyle, but behind closed like doors, they're not who they are. It just is funny to me, because that happens so much, right? Like people on social media try to act and put up a front like they are someone that they're not, and then everybody else is like aspiring to be them or be like them, but not even the people who speak this, like talk all this talk, are actually living that. So I can't respect that, because like living by your morals and trying to genuinely be a good person, even when nobody's looking, can be hard sometimes. So like, I just don't respect the people who just want to act like they're at a high standard, or like that they are someone people should be aspiring to be, when in reality they're not even that people, right? Like it's fake, it's phony. Like I can't respect it. So anyways, after all of this, Fresh and Fit lost a lot of subscribers. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit of like things and lessons in this. So number one, check your ego. Fresh and Fit, you can tell that they let all of this fame and attention and girls and all of that get to their heads. They got too cocky, and I guess they thought they were untouchable, and now they've lost so much respect. And yeah, like you guys check your egos. And I try to check my ego all the time, and I strive to be a very humble person. So I'm saying this because I know that you have to check your ego, or your ego will end up taking a big part of your life, and it's not that healthy, right? So when you feel like you need to get outside validation, and you feel like your worth is because of what everyone else says or feels about you, that's where you got to be like, okay, I got some work to do. I gotta do some inner work, you know. So these guys let their egos get in the way, and like it's just funny to see that. Now they're losing a lot of respect, right? And then another thing is that don't talk shit if you're not about that lifestyle. Like if you're not about it, don't do it. You'll get yourself into a lot of trouble, and you are going to meet your match one day. And that's what happened, right? Like Preach took up your offer. So sorry, the video cut off. So Preach took up the offer, so like be about it. And if you weren't about it, then why talk all that shit, right? So watch what you say. Like don't let your mouth be so reckless if you're not about that life, because you are going to meet someone who is going to challenge you. So yes, please don't do that. Don't act like you're hard and you're actually not. Don't do that. So another thing is that, you know, the quote, the loudest person in the room is always the weakest, or something like that. Yeah, that's what kind of happened here, because these guys were always like, oh, we're alpha men, and like, to find out you guys are not really alpha men. Like, and if you were, even if you were an alpha man, you would never have to announce it, okay? You don't have to announce something when you genuinely know that that's what you are, or that's what you represent, right? Like be careful of all those types of people who want to like announce that they're the best, or announce that they're the smartest, or announce that they're the most alpha, or whatever it is, you know. A person who is genuinely that type of person won't have to announce and tell the whole world and scream it out, right, to the whole entire world. So that's another lesson, like remain humble, okay? Please guys, humble. Also, you guys, don't put people on a pedestal. Sometimes when you put people on a pedestal, it really gets to them, and then they'll start misusing their power. So yeah, even if you find positive traits within someone, or you learn a lot from someone, or you inspire to be like someone, regardless, don't put them on a pedestal. I've learned a lot from a lot of people and gained a lot of greatness from other people, but I've never put anybody on a pedestal, because I understand that we're all human, and with being human, we are all flawed in some type of way. So yeah, you just never know about someone, so don't put them on a pedestal. You could have a lot of respect for them, and yeah, like inspired to be like them, but don't put them on a pedestal. And also, I guess one last thing before I wrap this up, check your emotions. I feel like emotional intelligence is so important, but a lot of people don't know how to regulate their emotions, right? So these guys took what abaandpreach said so personally that they reacted with so much emotion, right? And if they just took a step back and like assessed the situation, they would have known that it was not a personal attack. And just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't mean you have to attack them. There's so many people in this world. We're all going to have different perspectives. We're all going to have different viewpoints on things. You don't have to attack people just because they don't have the same viewpoint as you. You don't have to get emotional about it. So yeah, check your emotions, you guys. Like, emotional intelligence is very important. So I guess until next time, peace and love.